40. It's time for game night, getting you ready for Sacramento Kings basketball.
He's got the bucket!
Game night is presented by Power Business Technology, your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good afternoon to you. Welcome. We are inside Tom's Watch Bar. What a beautiful Friday afternoon it is here on the Doco. We are right next to the Golden One Center, and we're going to be here until 4 o'clock for game night tonight. But, of course, we'll be out here well after that as well. Kings and Celtics tonight, 4:30 tip-off. They'll have the game here on all the screens going on at Tom's Watch Bar. But that's not it. Of course, they'll have the college football playoffs as well. Texas and Ohio State will be locking up tonight to see who will get into the championship game with Notre Dame. And what a game that was last night between Notre Dame and Penn State, as the Fighting Irish are in the championship game. They know they'll be playing there. They just don't know who they'll be playing yet. So you can catch everything here at Tom's Watch Bar. We are happy to be here. What a great place to catch all your sports. Great food as well. And we look forward to seeing you down here. We also have our Sacktown Sports Promotions team out front. Come by and register for a chance to win a pair of Kings tickets. We have 2 tickets to the game versus the Charlotte Hornets that you can register to win out here as well. As for the Kings, well, they're riding high right now. What a streak it has been, and what a turnaround it has been for the Sacramento Kings. Doug Christie, since taking over as interim head coach for the Sacramento Kings, has won 5 of 6 games, 5 straight for those coming at home. And what a difference a couple of weeks make. But as we know, things get much tougher tonight as they are in the home of the champs at the Boston Celtics, the defending NBA champions. And most people think they have a tremendous chance of repeating this year. The High Flyer, he'll be joining me in just a little bit, but we have Anthony back at our Sacktown studios as well. You can see him on the YouTube chat if you are logged in there. Anthony, how are you this afternoon, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Love being out here at Tom's Watch Bar. Wish I could have you out here as well.
I know.
It's always great to be on remote for game night.
Yeah, definitely. I just wish I could be there as well. Wish we had a remote board, but, you know, I'm here, press and play on stuff.
Somebody's got to be back at the studio.
Yeah. And all
right, let's break this down a little bit. Obviously, the Kings on Monday night, an incredible comeback against the Miami Heat to get their 18th win. It looked like they were done, toast, cooked, down 17 in the fourth quarter, rallying to send that game not only to a first overtime, but a second overtime, winning that game 123-118. You know, it feels like that game was 4 weeks ago, not 4 days ago, with the break that the Kings have had right now.
Definitely. I feel like it was so long ago, but that one was one of my favorite wins of the season. I love when you win on the other team's terms in a way. You know, the Heat are a very gritty team, and it was a very gritty game, and I love to see the Kings be able to go out grit the Miami Heat.
No doubt. And it was an ugly third quarter for the Kings. They got outscored 31-18. And again, they were down 17 with about 9 minutes to go in that game, but they found a way to gut it out. And what's been so impressive about the Kings is the way they're playing defense late in games. I mean, they're saving their best defense for late. They're saving their best defensive strategies until late. The trapping, the double teaming coming out of nowhere. They're catching teams off guard. We saw that earlier in Doug Christie's stint against the 76ers, that historic 15-0 run to close that game, to come back from 9 down to beat the Sixers. And we saw it again on Monday night against Miami. They're doing some really creative, innovative defensive things at the end of games.
Definitely. And I love to see, we held Tyler Hero to pretty low points in the fourth quarter. He was almost a non-factor in the fourth quarter. I'm trying to find the exact amount of points he had, but it was amazing to see. Keegan Murray, Keon Ellis, even DeMar obviously stepping in. They really just jumped the passing lanes really late. And I don't know what Doug's doing, but it's working right now.
Well, here's the thing about Doug Christie. You know, he's the ultimate competitor. He's been that way his entire life. You know, I work with a broadcast partner who's a former college head coach. He coached Doug Christie at Pepperdine, Bob Williams. He was an assistant there. And I asked him, I said, what was Doug like as a college player? And he said, Doug was the hardest working, most intense player he's ever coached. And obviously extremely talented, because not everybody who's at Pepperdine, that's where Doug went to school, makes it to the NBA. We understand that. We saw Kessler Edwards, he did. But, it's the rarity, not the exception from a mid-major school. But he just said Doug was so talented but so driven. And that's been Doug's trademark. We saw that here in Sacramento. Obviously, the most driven defensive player, a fighter. We know what happened with Rick Fox when he threw the blow in a preseason game. It wasn't even a regular season game for Doug Christie. Definitely. And he's getting locked up with Rick Fox. So we know his intensity. We know what a great defensive player he is. And I think the players are responding to that. And that's not to put down Mike Brown, because Mike Brown did a great job with the Sacramento Kings and the organization. And, he was coach of the year just a couple of years ago. We know what it meant to get the Kings back in the playoffs. But I think what Doug is offering right now is a player's mentality that the players are responding to. And he's also a player's coach in the fact that he is loving up the players. We see Keon making a mistake, and we see Doug responding by giving him a hug on the court. He's not concerned about the physical mistakes at all. And he's just concerned about the effort, the intensity. He has set what he wants this team to do. He wants them to play hard. He wants them to play with passion. He wants them to play for the city of Sacramento. And that's what we've been seeing from this Kings team so far.
That's my favorite part about it, is he's definitely a Sacramento legend, like, in a way. I grew up, obviously I wasn't conscious while watching the 0-2 time while he was actually a player on the team, but I grew up knowing who he was. My mom talked to me about him. I met him when I was younger. He went to a high school basketball tournament that I was a part of, and I think that he's come in here and immediately taking up to the roof to look at the beam, trying to really hammer in that this team means something to the city of Sacramento. And yes. I think that that's something that's a difficult thing to convey to a bunch of people who aren't from here, how much the Kings mean to the city, because obviously it's not a historically crazy franchise to someone who, let's say, is from like Ohio or from the South or something. So it's very impressive, and I love the way that he's treating the players right now.
Yeah, me too, indeed. And if you want to join the program, you can give us a call, 916-339-1140. We would love to hear from you. And, of course, you can chat us up at our YouTube. We are running there at Sacktown Sports as well. And, yeah, that's the thing about Doug Christie. He loves the city of Sacramento. We know that. He stayed here after his playing days were over. Broadcaster, he's Sacktown's own, hosted a show at our station. So we all feel like he's part of the family, and that's how he's making everybody feel. Taking the team up to the roof to look at the beam was brilliant, but it wasn't even necessarily Doug's idea. He got that idea from one of the security guys who checks us in the media before every game. And that's the thing about Doug, too. Everybody can have a good idea with him. He listens. He took what was the idea of going up on the roof, and he expanded upon it. And he got the whole team up there. And to have that moment to see the beam lit after a dramatic win and to explain to them what it means to the city, that's special. And some people can be a little bit jaded, and they can say, well, Scott, these guys are making 20, 30, $40 million a year. Do they really care about seeing a beam lit, and is that going to motivate them? The answer is yes. They're human beings. They still want to perform. They still want to get the adulation from this crowd here in Sacramento. They want to be a part of something larger. Of course it means something. Money's not everything, right? NBA contracts don't start to begin what it means to be a player in this league. So I think it's been brilliant what Doug's been doing.
Definitely. With the going on the roof with the players, obviously it makes a difference, but also for the fans. I remember the internet that night was probably the most excited for this team I've seen it this whole season. Just they could really see how much they could care about the city, and that was after their first win, I believe, and that led them into more wins, and everyone was just ready for the excitement that came with Doug Christie being head coach right after that. Everyone was on board in the city of Sacramento.
No doubt. This is a town that will love you if you play hard. And that's one thing that Doug Christie has demanded, that this team play hard, because that's what Doug Christie did as a player as well. And so far, so good. We know it's early on. We know there's going to be adversity. We know there's going to be bumps. And certainly, case in point tonight with the Boston Celtics, who are as good as it gets, defending champions and the favorites to win it again. They may not have the best record right now. We know the Cavs are 33-4 OKC on the Western side, but I think if you polled most NBA people, they would say Boston is still the favorite to be the defending champions. As for that game on Monday versus the Heat, it was great to see DeMar DeRozan have a moment because he struggled a little bit. He's been taking some criticism, especially when the Kings were struggling, but he had himself a night, and he showed why the Kings got him in that second overtime when he scored 9 of the 11 points to close it out. And without De'Aaron Fox, who will not play again tonight, DeRozan was the man. The Kings were looking for him, and he delivered.
Absolutely. I was watching that game, and I was in here, so I had the internet up. I was listening to everyone talk. And even during the game, people were like, wow, DeRozan's he's struggling a little bit right now. But in that second overtime, wow, he really stepped it up. Everyone was just like, let him cook. Just let him go. He was still ISOing, and every shot just seemed to go in. It was beautiful to watch. I was jumping up and down in here. There was a pole right here. I was swinging my arms all over the place. I almost hit it. But DeMar DeRozan is definitely – he's a Hall of Famer. What else can you say? There's just – not a whole lot more that you can say about DeMar DeRozan other than I'm happy that he's here and I'm happy that he's doing well.
Absolutely. It was a great moment for DeMar, and that's why they went and got him, one of the clutch players in the NBA. All right, the High Flyer has made his way here. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll get his thoughts on everything going on. It's a Friday afternoon. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon in our capital city. We are downtown in the Doco area. We are at Tom's Watch Bar. What a place to watch any sporting event. What a place just to come and hang out. Like on a Friday afternoon, just kind of look out into the Doco area, people walking around, enjoying themselves, having a good time. Great place to get some food. We're going to be ordering some stuff here as well. Come by and visit us. We'll be here until 4 o'clock. We're going to hang out, watch some of the game as well afterwards. Kings and Celtics will be on all the screens tonight. You can catch the college football playoffs. Ohio State and Texas will be going on. And, of course, you got another NBA game, something else you want to watch? I'm sure they'll dedicate a screen and get that up for you as well. It's game night right here. It's Sacktown Sports 1140. We'll be back right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hi, this is Henry Turner. No one likes waiting. Sometimes, even minutes can feel like an eternity. So imagine if you're youth waiting for a mentor. It seems like years. Big brothers and big sisters of the greater Sacramento area need your help. More than 100 kids in the Sacramento, Yolo, and South Placer County are waiting for someone to defend their potential. Come on, Sacramento. Stand up. Let's do this the High Flyer way. With your help, we can make this thing a slam dunk. Join us at bbbs.sac.org or call 916-646-9300.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. New Year's, same financial habits causing you problems? Are you purchasing items that you don't need or can't afford? Try unsubscribing from email lists. Let the influencers who are working on positive financial changes drive and leave the others at the bus stop. Trying to keep up with others, causing lifestyle inflation that eats up the recent raises and income you've received? Instead, as you receive raises and income, increase your savings with some of the overage. Are you overwhelmed with subscriptions? Maybe try reviewing your streaming usage over the period of a few months and then cut what you aren't using. Are credit cards becoming a burden? If so, come up with a reasonable plan to pay down the debt and reduce the costly interest. If you're facing medical debt, ask for an itemized bill and make sure you have received what is being billed. Many times this can be negotiated as costs may be inflated. If you truly want to change your financial outlook, try committing to some of these meaningful steps. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/radio and use code radio for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/radio and use code radio at checkout.
Welcome back into game night, coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar. What a place to be. Scott Marshall on with the High Flyer, Henry Turner. High Flyer, it is great to see you on a Friday afternoon, and what a great day it is out here at Tom's Watch Bar.
You know what? This place, I love it. It's right here next to the arena. You can look out. You see people having a good time and playing games and walking around. I mean, this is a very nice place, man. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get it over with, Scooter.
Let's get it over with.
Let's just get this out.
All right.
Your boys beat my boys last night.
They did. The Aggies took down the Titans last night.
And I'm riding, and I'm listening on the radio, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't hear Scott, but this is the game going on.
That's true. The home games, I do the ESPN Plus TV broadcast.
Oh, my bad. You big time down. Yeah, you big time down. I got you. That's all right. But, I was like, boy, if they don't win this game, I know I'm going to hear from Scott tomorrow.
You are. Hey. Your Titans are 0-5 right now in league play.
I know they're struggling.
They are struggling this year.
Now, are they coming back here to play?
They aren't. So that was the lone appearance.
Just this one?
It was.
Okay, got you.
It was, yeah. Unfortunately.
So it's not home and away like it used to be?
It is, but we'll be back in Fullerton. So they came here, and now we'll go back down south in February. So that game was here the other night? It was home, yeah.
Well, Scott, you should have told me how the game.
I am sorry. I let you down. I apologize. But I didn't want you to have to face an Aggie beatdown of the Titans.
That's even worse.
It is.
That's all right.
I'm a bad partner. I'm a bad co-host. We understand that completely. But, yeah, that was fun last night, the Aggies getting a win on a game you heard on Sacktown Sports. Kings this afternoon. Obviously, this team's flying high right now. Everybody's feeling good.
Yeah.
They've won 5 straight. Doug Christie's done an incredible job. Obviously, the challenge becomes difficult. They go out on the road now. They've got Boston tonight, and we'll see how they do on the road now.
You know what, Scooter? Doug did a hell of a job just by being able to bring the guys together, kind of like rejuvenate guys out there on the floor, probably regained some guys' confidence out there. He's done a good job with all of that, and they've been able to win some games here at home. Usually I'm never really scared of this team when they go on the road. For some reason, this basketball team has been able to generate wins on the road better than what they've been able to do here at G1. But, this road trip here is a different monster. It's a different beast. A lot of people was calling this game against Boston a barometer game. Well, it is kind of sort of, because they're going up against the juggernaut. Whenever you go up against the champs, you're playing a pretty good basketball team. You're really going to be able to look at yourself and say, okay, what are we doing well and what do we need to work on?
No doubt. It is a barometer game for sure against the Celtics team that is fully healthy with Porzingis back. The Kings will not be with De'Aaron Fox tonight. It's part of the 3-game set. They'll go to Chicago on Sunday, Milwaukee on Tuesday before back to host the Rockets. So obviously the challenge is huge today.
Yes, no doubt. And I'm going to throw it out there, Scott. I have no problem saying it that, if the Sacramento Kings don't win this basketball game, it's not like it's the end of the world. They're going up against the champs. They're champs for a reason. They're a well-rounded basketball team. They got probably from 1 to 5 the best starting five in the league. Okay, they have a very nice young core group of guys coming off the bench. It's a reason why they're holding that championship ring and have another banner up in the Garden. But at the end of the day, I think the Kings can go in there and compete. I think the Kings can go in there and play a well-rounded game. And if the Kings go in and play basketball the way we know they can play it, well, I give it 50-50.
I agree with that. And obviously, there was some hope De'Aaron would be back. He isn't yet. We'll see what his availability is for the road trip. Obviously, the Kings have been able to win a couple of games without him.
That's been, one of the big pluses.
Yeah.
For this team. I've always looked at injuries in a different type of situation. I never looked at it as, oh, my star is out of the game. I always looked at it as the next man up gets quality minutes to play, and hopefully he gets acclimated to where he's used to playing. And then when you bring your star back, you're just that one more player deeper.
No doubt. And obviously we've seen Malik play great at the point in his absence, and we saw DeMar step up in a big-time way against the Miami Heat in that overtime.
Here's the deal, Scott.
Yeah.
Who is really the point guard on this team?
That's a great question. That is really a fair question to
because
ask.
De'Aaron and Malik starts.
True.
And we're so much into De'Aaron's our point guard. De'Aaron's our point guard. Well, I'll tell you what. And when we start the break, Sabonis has the ball in his hands a lot more than anybody else. But I see that starting to change, though.
Yeah.
Now, I'm wondering if that's a Doug Christie twist. Because you remember you and I talked about, I'm like, I would love to see Sabonis get off the ball, pass it up with the pass, and then run the fast break. It seems like that's been going on a lot more since Doug's been coaching.
I agree with you, and that's been something you've talked about a lot is pass the ball up, don't dribble it up because it takes a lot longer. The Kings are playing with better pace right now, and that has been a nice adjustment.
Yes, I mean, that's been a huge adjustment, and another adjustment they made too, Scott, is that they're not just lagging, taking the ball out of bounds on makes.
Right.
Even when they get scored on, they're taking the ball out, kicking it up to a guard is kicking it up to the forward, and they're able to get quick and easy strikes right back at their opponent.
Yeah, no doubt. They have definitely been playing with better pace, and that has helped their case. And they've just been playing with a lot of grit and a lot of determination. I mean, they came back and won a game they really had no business to against the 76ers. They came back on Monday night and won a game down 17 in the fourth quarter and just found a way to grind it out.
One quality game, Scott. And, that's what you call, finding a way to win on your home floor. That's what they want to really establish here at Golden One, at G1, is that I'm a coin the phrase, G1 grit.
I like it.
Now.
I like it.
Golden One grit, because that's what they wanted to be. They wanted to be gritty and grimy here in this arena to where any team come in here understands, you're not going to get out of here all smooth and shiny. There's going to be some grit going.
I like that.
G1 grit, baby. So,
I like it.
I'm like Shaq. Somebody put that on a T-shirt.
We used to say the G1C. Now it's the G1G.
G1G, the Golden One grit, baby.
We need to get those T-shirts going. All right. I love that. Kings and Celtics tonight. If you want to join the conversation, you can. 916-339-1140. You can join us on our YouTube chat as well. Come on down and visit us. It'll be great to see you down here. The place to watch the game tonight, all your games, of course, college football playoffs. I don't know if you've been following it all. That was a great game last night between Notre Dame and Penn State.
No, I haven't had a chance to follow that. Like I said, I barely had enough time to listen to the Fullerton Davis game.
Your Titans beat down.
So I did get a chance to do that, but I didn't catch no football.
Yeah, no doubt. Your Fullerton, of course,
that
was a good basketball program.
Stop saying beat down, bro.
It was a beat down. They've got to keep it real.
All right, you might get the beat down up in here.
I might get beat down, but still, the Aggies got the beat down on the Titans last night.
And you know what? I'm very happy. For Jim Les and what he's doing down there. Jimmy's a good friend of mine, and I'm happy that he's being able to turn this basketball program, make it legit, and go out and and have some meaningful games.
Yeah, and you'll be happy to know the Titans head coach is a former UC Davis player.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dietrich Taylor.
Right,
he's done a good job down there. Really good coach, all-time winningest coach now in Fullerton history.
Wow, how many years have Dietrich been there?
12 years now.
Okay, that's what it is. He's been the longest.
That's true. Long usually translates to winning.
Yeah, because I was about to say, George McCorn record was kind of nice.
You had some good teams when you were there.
Before he left.
No doubt. All right. When we come back, we're going to go around the league. We'll check out some of the other games going on. We'll get you caught up on the injury report as well for this one. Kings and Celtics, first of 3 on the road for Sacramento. Game night being brought to you by the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. If you're ever in an injury, just call Gingery. And also Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. More of Game Night right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com. Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity. Now through January 16th, get gig internet for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus hurry and get a free 5G phone with trade-in. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay to stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment tax and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After promo, regular rates apply. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds up to 30 gigabits of data usage per line. Data thresholds and actual speeds vary.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer, and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
It's Friday, folks, and perfect weather for a classic Palisades weekend. Dial in your gear and fire up your Toyota because it's rippable out here. I'm Johnny Mosley with your Friday Toyota Tahoe report.
Thanks, Johnny. We're expecting sunny skies with a high near 41 and light winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Evening will be mostly clear with a low around 27. Sunny tomorrow with a high near 49 and calmer winds. This report has been brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Now's the time to shop limited time doorbuster deals during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Plus, save $100 on a DeWalt XR 20-volt Power Stack 5 amp-hour battery. Was $199, now $99. Get these can't-miss deals now before they're gone. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Doorbusters valid 113 through 115. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. We're out on remote today. We're at Tom's Watch Bar. That's right. We're down in the Doka. We're right next to the G1G, the Golden One Grit, as we're calling it now.
The Golden One Grit Center.
With the Kings who have won 4 straight at home, and that home record is looking a little bit better now. The Kings still not great, 10-12, but they're trending in the right direction. We know the road record has been just fine, 8-7. Obviously, it'll be challenged tonight against the Celtics. We'll get into that game in just a little bit. We'll have the full injury report for you as well. Game night, of course, always brought to you by our good friends over at the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento. Perhaps you have a New Year's resolution. You want to do something good in the community, donate some time, maybe some money. Big Brothers Big Sisters, a great nonprofit cause. What they do is they match children in need of an outside mentor. Maybe they come from a single-parent household. They could use somebody from the outside to help mentor them. They could partner you with the youth in our community. If you have some interest in a heart of service such as that, give Big Brothers and Big Sisters a call today or contact them, bbbs-sac.org. Big Brothers Big Sisters, a great cause here in Sacramento. The High Flyer and myself, big fans of Big Brothers and Big Sisters. All right, let's go around the league. And Henry, obviously the news that is far more important than anything we talk about on the floor is everything that's going on, the devastating news down in Los Angeles in the fires and everything else. Unfortunately, going back to Fullerton, that area not affected right now in Orange County. They were able to travel and come up here, but certainly the NBA has been affected. The Lakers game was canceled last night. Reports where J.J. Redick's house burned down.
Yeah.
Just tragedy beyond anything you can imagine, talking about wins and losses. And, as a player, you're living through life. And, when you're going through the devastation of this, it's really hard to put in context. And players and staff and just organizations get affected.
And you know what, Scooter, the thing about it is that when people look at us, and and I was a part of that as a professional athlete, or anybody that's in the basketball organization or professional institution, sometimes people tend to forget that we are humans, and when you hit something like this is a travesty that affects Steve Kerr just like it affects Joe Schmo if he lives in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
No one's bigger, no one's exempt. But it's really tough. I have a lot of friends down in LA, and and I'm trying to get in contact and ask them, are you okay? What's going on? And and all these fires that's popping up. My cousin Brian Shaw, he's down there.
Yeah.
I hit B up and see what's going on. I called Mitch too long ago. Mitch lives in Calabasas.
Right.
So
right there.
Yeah. So
epicenter.
it's fires and stuff going all around. Yeah. And for something like that to go out, my hearts and prayers go out to everybody.
It's just beyond unbelievable and horrific. And J.J. Redick, he lived in Pacific Palisades, and his house was lost. And so he is living through the moment. And obviously, players, coaches, to have the resources to take care of things. And you worry about them, but obviously you worry about so many people who don't have similar resources and how they're going to get by. And we do encourage you, if you do have the means, to donate to the Red Cross. There's a lot of organizations trying to do a lot of great things to help out.
It's a lot of people down there, a lot of firemen, a lot of first responders. When you see all this stuff that comes out in the social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and all these other platforms, it's crazy. It looks like it looks like a trailer to a movie. You really don't think that this is going on in real time, but it is.
No doubt. The Rams game was also moved from Monday to Tuesday. It'll be played in Glendale, Arizona now. That game was supposed to take place at SoFi Stadium on Monday. All right, we'll turn our attention to more basketball-related news right now. And we should also mention, too, Kawhi Leonard. I didn't mention him, but his family also evacuated as well. So the Clippers have been affected by this also.
I mean, honestly, Scott, it's affecting everybody down there because, if it isn't your house and in your neighborhood, the air quality is just so bad. It's affecting people for miles and miles away.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. All right, other news around the league. Some tough news for the 76ers. They lose their rookie of the year candidate who had been playing really well. And that's going to hurt them. I mean, Philadelphia has just seemingly had injury after injury. It felt like they were just getting healthy again. And now Jared McCain out for the rest of the season after knee surgery.
It seems like the injury bug is just at Philadelphia's doorstep.
Yep.
It never leaves. They're just injury riddled, man. And that's something that you really have no control over, Scott. And, hearts and prayers goes out to him, and hopefully he'll be able to get back and, get back into an NBA uniform. But it's a part of the game. But when you're the Philadelphia 76ers and you have a Joel Embiid, you have a Paul George, you have an all-star point guard, this is your window of opportunity to try to, do something as far as make a run for a championship. And when you lose one of your main contributors, that hurts the run.
It does. It's one thing to be injured. It's another thing to be late for a flight and get suspended like Zion Williamson did with the Pelicans. Zion's been out. He's missed games. He's missed a ton of time with injuries. And now he's been suspended for a game for violation of team policies. And that was for being late for Thursday's team flight to Philadelphia ahead of their game tonight.
You know what? I'm not even going to speculate on why he was late because it really makes no difference. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the Zion experiment, how long is New Orleans going to ride with this? Because right now they're having a dismal season, and really they haven't been able to get it done the last 3 years he's been there. So now it's going to come to a situation to where he's been in and out this year, and now he's starting to become, a distraction to the team.
Yep.
How long are they going to ride with that?
I don't know. And here's the thing, Willie Green, their coach, said Williamson's lateness, not an isolated incident, several occasions leading up to this, and that's why they came to the decision.
That's what I'm saying.
And Zion took full responsibility for it, said, basically, I take full responsibility for the suspension. I've worked extremely hard in rehab to get healthy, deliver for this team. There's no excuse for being late to team activities. I've apologized to Pelicans owner, Mrs. Gail Benson, and my teammates as well. So there you go.
Okay.
Hard to explain. Yep.
I mean, what can you do? You're late.
Yep.
You're late. The bad thing is that when something happens to a team to where you're playing good basketball, you're winning, the record's right. Okay, you're late for practice, you're late for a game. It really isn't magnified. But when you have a situation like what's going on down there in New Orleans, you guys are struggling. You could barely win a basketball game. And, we've been waiting on you all this time because you are really the catalyst to this team. You were supposed to be the franchise player, the face. You've always been hurt. Now when you finally try to get back, now you start missing practices and being late for practices and missing the bus, things like that. It just gets magnified that just much more.
No doubt. Some good news for the Orlando Magic. Paolo Banchero will be back to play against the Bucks. They've been waiting for him for a while, but he will be back in action tonight, and that's something that's certainly will be warmly welcomed by Orlando, who's been devastated by injury as well.
You know what? Orlando must have some magic water going down there in Florida because, yes, they've been injury bug ridden, right? They've been hit by the injury bug, but for some reason, they've still been able to win basketball games. They still have been able, both Wagner's have been out, right?
Yep.
Paolo has been out for a substantial amount of time, but they still have been able to hold court. So you know what? Whatever they're doing down there, they're doing it right, understanding that when one man goes out, it's next man up mentality. They come in, they keep playing good basketball. But I'll tell you what, Scott, it might be a little scary to see what that team can do once they're fully healthy.
No question. If they're doing this without everybody, what are they going to be like with everybody? Schedule for tonight, Warriors on a back-to-back. They will not have Steph or Draymond. They did win last night. They're taking on a Pacers team that's gotten hot. The Kings have taken off in the West. The Pacers, who we questioned because they got off to such a slow start, are now 20-18. They've caught fire, and Tyrese Halliburton certainly has picked up his game.
NBA is a league of ebbs and flows. Almost every team goes up and down. It's going to be peaks and valleys for every basketball team. Now, you're going to have your elites. You're going to have your Bostons. You're going to have your OKCs. They're just basically walking through the league. Didn't expect the Cleveland Cavalier type thing.
Yep.
Didn't expect the Cleveland to be playing basketball the way that they are. But, yes, you have the Cleveland Cavalier team. But you're going to have the majority of the teams going up and down. They're going to win some games. They're going to lose some games. They're going to win some games. They're going to lose some games. But you know what? My theory was like this, Scott, and I said it 2 years ago when we made it to that third place. I've always felt like, yes, you're going to lose, but you can't lose 3 in a row.
Yep.
You lose 2, you better bounce back and win that second one, that third one.
Yep.
You can't go 2 in a row down.
No doubts. And that's why the Kings were so good a couple of years ago. They didn't have any 3-game losing stretches. They were really good about being consistent that way. All right. As we mentioned, Pels and 76ers. You've got the Thunder and the Knicks. How about the game on Tuesday night between Cleveland and OKC? That was a historic game in terms of two teams with those records this late in the year.
Like I said, you never expected those two teams to be playing basketball the way that they are now, but to have those guys matched up, can you imagine if that was the precursor to the NBA Finals?
It absolutely could have been. Obviously, the Celtics are going to have something to say about that, the Kings' opponent tonight, who we'll talk about in a few minutes. We round out the schedule, Wizards and Bulls. You've got the Nets and Nuggets, and that'll do it for the schedule. So there you go. All right, we'll take the break. When we come back, we will get you the Gingery and Hammer injury report for tonight. We'll break things down between the Celtics and the Kings. It's the first of 3 on the road for Sacramento. How will the Kings fare after this 5-game win streak? Game night being brought to you by Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself how the Power family can help you with all your business equipment needs. Give them a call today, 1-800-POWER-BZ, or go to powercopiers.com. More of Game Night. We're coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar. We're in the Doco today. A beautiful Friday afternoon. Come on down, say hi. We'll be watching the game out here, Kings and Celtics, tipping off at 4:30 this afternoon. It's Game Night, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
My mother faced the same challenges that I had growing up. She was smoking, so I started smoking too. My mom got sick. Seeing her on a breathing machine, I had to open my eyes. Do I want to be another product of my environment or help change the world?
Keenan ended the cycle of nicotine addiction in his family. You can too. For free support, text KICK Nicotine to 66819 today.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've had my all-electric SUV for a little more than a year, and I continue to love it day after day. In fact, me and my daughter, we were just on vacation not too long ago, and we rented a car while we were on the trip, and my daughter said, "Dad, I like your car better." I turned to her and said, "Honey, you know what? I like it better as well." And I couldn't wait to get back home to my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. You know, at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, they are more than just a dealership. They're a partner you can trust throughout the entire ownership of your luxury vehicle. Whether it's a refined C-Class or a versatile SUV lineup, your perfect Mercedes-Benz is there waiting for you. Plus, right now, you can enjoy 3.24% APR for up to 72 months on certified pre-owned models on approved credit. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is your trusted partner in luxury and reliability. They've been doing it for more than 30 years. So head on down right now to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, That's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Welcome back in the game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140 Kings and the Celtics, 4:30 tip. We've got you covered right here. G-Man with the call. Kings Live pregame coming up at 4 o'clock. Jason Ross will have that from the Sacktown studios. High Flyer, I believe you'll be a part of that, right?
Yep, I'm going to leave here and shoot right down there.
Okay, man, you are busy.
Yes, I am.
I'm keeping you busy.
I'm running, bro. I'm running.
All right, it's time now for our Gingery and Hammer injury report. Again, if you ever have an injury, just call Gingery. And with the report, it's Anthony, who is back at our studios as well. Anthony, take it away.
All right. For the Boston Celtics, Drew Peterson is out with a concussion, and Jordan Walsh was just confirmed out with a non-COVID illness. And for the Kings, De'Aaron Fox is out with that hip injury that he suffered against Memphis a week ago.
Yeah, pretty light injury report, but it's a big one, High Flyer. Obviously, when you don't have De'Aaron Fox, you go in undermanned every time. The Kings have done a good job without De'Aaron. They've won 2 straight. They blew out Golden State, and that was fun. Malik was tremendous at the point, and then they had that huge comeback win against Miami on Monday. But it's a different animal tonight going up against the Celtics.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. When you run it up against the champs, I mean, definitely a different type of scenario. You know, even when you're beating guys like Philly and Miami, Boston's a different breed. Boston is in an elite category. So it's going to take the Sacramento Kings to really play at a Herculean effort. They're going to have to bring their A game. And, you know, and the window for, you know, mistakes, man, is going to really be small.
It's really small. And, of course, with Drew Holiday, maybe the best defensive point guard in the league, the Kings are going to have to be careful in terms of keeping the turnovers down tonight without De'Aaron out there, too.
You know, the crazy thing is that their defense is definitely stellar. Drew Holiday is a menace at the point guard position. And then, you know, you got Batman and Robin on both wings. I would say Jaylen Brown is probably the better of the two on the defensive side, right?
Yep.
But then when you bring in White's a good defender. And then you got a 7'6" unicorn at the rim blocking shots.
You have everything right there. And, you know, Al Horford gets overlooked, but he is a veteran who can get the job done and is an excellent outside shooter.
Al is the anchor.
He is.
Scott. He's the guy that holds everybody down offensively and defensively. On the defensive end, he's the guy that's giving up his body.
Yep.
Right? Porzingis is coming from the weak side. On the offensive side, he's the guy that's stretching the floor. Just in case of emergency, you know you can throw it to me right here. I can knock down this three-pointer.
No doubt. And speaking of three-pointers, nobody shoots it better in the league than the Boston Celtics. That's what propelled them to the championship last year. It's not that they've changed the game, but they've taken it to another level. I mean, in terms of the NBA game being the touch the paint and spray, that's really started with the Celtics.
Well, the thing about it is that, okay, you expect on the NBA roster 1 through 4 to be able to knock down three-pointers, and they got decent three-point shooters at 1 through 4. Porzingis will be at that 4 position, and he can knock down a three, but I say he does most of his damage in the mid-range.
Yeah, he's a midi for sure.
Because that's where he has, you know, the mismatch.
Yep.
But the problem is that when you have Al Horford who can shoot just like a guard on that other side, it opens up the floor.
Yep.
So now the unicorn has all this floor to just do whatever he wants to do with probably a 6'7", 6'8" guy, and even a guy at 6'8" is still short compared to a guy that's 7'4".
Yeah, that's true. You know, and the Celtics, you know, they want to get up 40, 50 three-pointers a game, as many as they can. The way they won the championship and the way the league is trending, what's your take on it? Is the NBA, obviously it's as popular as ever, do you like the trend in that direction of more three-point shots?
Well, here's the problem, Scott. You know, us old school guys, we don't see it that way, and I'm in that pot. But I will say this, you know, the one thing that made the NBA so exciting, you know, the dunk was it at first, but then guys like Steph Curry came in and transitioned the game to a jump shooting game.
Yeah.
So the 3-point shot is like the genie out of the bottle. You're not going to be able to put him back in the bottle. You hear people talking about, okay, well, we should make the floor bigger.
Right, or eliminate the baseline 3-point shot.
Yeah, or pull the line back. Why? I mean, we got guards that are coming down, taking shots from the logo, and being able to make them. So you could stretch the floor out big as a parking lot.
Yeah.
These guys are still going to shoot these shots. So it's not nothing that you're going to be able to put back into the box and say, okay, we're not doing this anymore. And the main problem with that is, Scott, the Golden State Warriors have won 4 championships doing it.
That's true. That's true. And it's a copycat league.
Right.
And if somebody's winning, everybody else is going to try and follow.
Hey, and like you said, Boston just won a championship.
They did.
By doing it.
No doubt.
So putting it back into the box ain't happening.
No, it definitely isn't. So much talk about Tatum and Brown. And it doesn't matter whether they're the best one or two. They're one of the best for sure. And it's a unit where it took some time because, for a while there, it felt like one of them was going to be traded, right? They couldn't work together. And now all of a sudden, like, they're the best tandem in the league.
And you know what changed that around, Scott? What changed that around is White and Drew.
Yeah. They got a great supporting cast.
A great supporting cast. To have a guy like Al Horford, as such a team guy, now you can let 1 and 2 be 1 and 2 because they don't have to fight with each other. Because the problem what they had, Scott, is that the ball was in Tatum's hands all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why they were like, well, it's either Jaylen Brown or it's either Brown or Tatum. The situation now is that you have a guard that facilitates the ball now, and then your center facilitates also.
Right.
So now he's going to find one of the two. So it isn't, we're just feeding the ball to Jalen, or we're just feeding the ball to Jason.
Yep. No doubt. That is true. It is a great complementary team with a great bench as well. Peyton Pritchard has been tremendous off their bench. All right, having said all of that tonight, and with the Kings without De'Aaron Fox, what can Sacramento do to get this road trip off on the right note?
You know what? Do exactly what they've been doing, Scott.
Yeah.
Play with energy, heart, passion, tempo. I think that as long as the Kings play at a very high tempo, that's the only way they're going to be able to stay in this game. Half-court game, I don't think the Kings will stay with Boston. So they're definitely going to have to push the pace.
Well, they certainly have had plenty of time off. These 4 days have felt like 4 weeks.
And we needed them too.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If it was ever a time to where Doug wants to implement a change, he needed these days to put this in.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what new wrinkles we see, right?
You don't get this time in a regular NBA season. So those days that they had off, the Kings needed each and every last one of them.
No doubt. And the good thing for the Kings, even though they'll be out on the road for the next 3, I mean, the Kings, the one thing we know about them, despite everything else in their struggles, they've been a good road team.
They can win on the road. Me and Jason argue about that all the time. He's like, aren't you worried? No, Jay. No. They play very well on the road. Their record shows that. The record has showed that for the last 3 years.
Yeah, it does. All right, finally on the Celtics, what do you think? I know you always believe the defending champs are the defending champs until they get beat, regardless of what anybody else is doing.
Regardless. They are the champs until they get knocked off.
Yeah, and right now they are still in a great position at 27-10. They are second in the Eastern Conference. They're 6 games behind the Cavs, but again, until somebody proves otherwise, this is still the team to beat. That is what faces the Kings tonight. That's going to do it for game night. Henry, great to have you down here at Tom's Watch Bar. Great place to watch this game tonight. Come on down. It's a beautiful day in the Doco. Great place to watch some Kings basketball. Stay here all evening long. They'll have the college football playoff game on as well. Texas versus Ohio State with a chance to take on Notre Dame in the championship game. Coming up next, it'll be Kings pregame live. Jason Ross will be with that with the High Flyer. 4:30 tip today. G-Man with the call. Kings and Beantown. It's the Boston Celtics, the defending champs. Kings with a chance to get the road win. Keep it tuned here all afternoon and evening long. Sacktown Sports, 1140. Have a great night, everyone.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get